Previously on Road to Masters, I finished my placement games and was at 29-15 rating. When we next play, I'm on Tracer on Lijiang Tower. The first round is on Control Tower and I'm waiting on the flank for an opportunity to go in. When their Tracer moves to be aggressive, I blink past her and go for their Zen, but I don't get him. I should have done. A quick melee was all that was needed. It might not have been in range, but I feel like I should have at least tried. He only has 25 HP when I recall. Once I'm out, I then have a Tracer with a Harmony Orb to deal with. Imagine if that Zen had died, just how differently things could have gone. The point remains in a stalemate, and when I come back, we aggressively push onto them with a sound barrier. I get some awkward damage onto their Zen and drop my pulse bomb, missing the soldier, but it's in the path of a retreating Lucio. When the enemy tac visor goes off, I don't want anything to do with it. I get baited by a Discord Orb and massively overextend into a Winston with no space to outrange his Tesla cannon. Stupid thing to do, but I managed to get away and he chases me, which is great for our team. When the enemy come back, I'm being aggressive at the wrong time, moving onto them when their whole team could easily focus me. I recall out, but now I'm without an essential cooldown and they engage onto us with a sound barrier of their own. I move in and miss an easy pulse bomb, but once again their Lucio manages to find his way onto it. How? I'm not sure. This is where he was when I blinked out. I guess he didn't realise and backed into it. But everyone was dying and I fall to some good shooting from their Zenyatta. When we manage to regroup, we've got sound barrier again and we go in. I go hunting for supports, but they're on the front line and I just do a little circle. Once the enemy transcendence ends, Winston is in front of me, so I ring that headshot bell because I love that sound. As I blink onto the Tracer, a call goes out that their Zarya is on low health, so we're looking for her. When she's spotted in the middle of the objective, it's easy to finish her off. It's now just a question of cleanup. The Lucio boops me away as I'm trying to drill down the soldier, but I'm straight back in and stick a pulse bomb to his kneecap. The soldier was kind enough to deliver it to the Winston, so he's super low and Zarya finishes him off. With 3 of them just dead, I want to push in to stagger their deaths further, but the team cannot follow up, and I mess up my blinks and almost die trying to get out. When they come back, they try to engage with a tac visor and sound barrier combo, but we counter 2 ults with 1 graviton surge, forcing them to also blow a transcendence, making it a 3-for-1. I had little impact on the start of the fight, but I'm happy to get involved once the tac visor is gone. Onto the Zarya, and I'm showing some inconsistency of accuracy and the tracking is awkward, but I do manage to take her down and then finish off the soldier. Just as they died, Lucio and Tracer are coming back and Zarya and I chase them down. This time my tracking is better and we take him down. They get the overtime, but with them dribbling in one at a time, they can't take it back. Next round is on Garden and I managed to get their Reaper before blinking out. Getting the killing blow was honestly a bit lucky. I blink because you don't want to be Tracer and be that close to a Reaper. I could have gone for the Zenyatta there and probably should have done, but I decide the enemy Tracer Winston combo is more of a threat. After the recall, I mistake our Zen for the enemy, thinking he had discorded me, and then set about focusing the Zarya. I think I was lucky the Zen was not able to hit me, but we do get the Zarya after I misjudge my blink melee. I'm not sure if I should have gone for the Zen instead of the Zarya. I didn't have recall and only 1 blink charge when his balls started flying across the screen, so it would likely have killed me. Where I went wrong was poor map awareness, blinking into the wall and then I move around the wrong side of the wall, presenting a target for the enemy Zen. But we got lucky and got the objective. When they come back, I use the monkey to guarantee a pulse bomb, and with all of them grouped up, it's easy to stick it to someone. Sadly, it's the only target moving forward, so it's not a multi-kill. With their tank down, we push them in to try and stagger their spawns, and my situational awareness goes for a wander again and I blink off the map. With recall coming back in 2 seconds, I use blink to stall for time and manage to get the recall before plummeting to my death. When I'm back on solid ground, our Zen pops Transcendence to heal up the poke damage we've taken, which allows our Winston to safely go in and pick their Tracer. And every ult available on both sides goes off. And no one really dies until after, and then everything goes in our favour. I get stupidly over-aggressive and put myself in that close range to Reaper that we talked about earlier. I get back just in time to see the start of their speed-boosted push onto the objective. They are once again pretty nicely grouped up for an easy pulse bomb, but I blink into a wall again and have to use recall to get out. The bomb killed Lucio and did half of Reaper's health bar. I then go back to shooting like a drunk baby, failing to hit a tank hero, but once she's discorded, I remember that to kill enemies you must place the crosshair on them. With 80% on the objective, we keep up the aggression, so it's hard for them to regroup for another push. With half their team dead or running back from the spawn, I go in and easily take the discorded Winston. They're not happy and they follow me on a chase around the back of the objective. But with now almost no time left, they try to get together for one final push, but our Zarya holds them in place with a black hole. Shame the round ended because this was going to be a pants-changing pulse bomb. Round 3 of course puts us on market and I go deep for a low health Roadhog with recall on cooldown. Zarya is there to cover my way out, but the enemy didn't even notice me and the shield takes no damage. With the bulk of their front line down, we can move on to the objective. I have blink charges and recall available, so I think I should have been aggressively moving onto their Zen, but they're fighting us pretty much one at a time and a sound barrier gives me the balls to push forward and finish them off. This time I remember to melee, which did hit, but he has a tiny bit more than 30 HP left. I mean, each segment is 25, so he literally must have had 31 hit points here. But Ellie is there to finish him off and D.Va jumps off the map to deny ult charge. During all this, their McCree had gone to find a health pack and the Roadhog had respawned and come back. I go for a ballsy play and blink into 2 crowd control enemies and drill down the McCree before recalling out. That gave me a pulse bomb that I use on the nice, easy, stationary Roadhog. This wasn't actually that risky a play. The McCree didn't have line of sight of me before I blinked in, so is unlikely to react in time, and Zarya was there with a bubble ready to protect me if the Hog managed to land a hook. While holding them at this choke, I try to be clever and get mega aggressive with a Zarya bubble to get her some ult charge, but I don't think it was smart. After the recall, I get hooked and killed, and while I'm coming back, the team lose the 5v6. I do find an out of position Zenyatta and use recall to drop the Discord orb and heal up the headshot, but I know he's low, so go back in to finish him off before falling back to regroup with the team. On our push, the plan is to speed boost in with sound barrier, but as we're speeding in, we get a pick on the Roadhog with a pulse bomb and Lucio saves his sound barrier until every ult in the game goes off at once. After the ults are done, it's pretty much even with deaths on both sides, but our Winston knocks the enemy about, separating them while we're all grouped on the objective. As soon as Lucio appears, I make sure to focus him and track my aim well for an easy kill. I blink behind D.Va to avoid her matrix. A wild Roadhog appears and I use his head to charge a pulse bomb, that this time I do waste on him. He dies before it goes off. I'm just so scared of those hooks, and Zarya had barriered me only 4 seconds earlier. But we all played well as a team and the objective is ours. They come back and their Tracer lands an unassisted 3-man pulse bomb. It was play of the game, so I can show you what happened. She came in on the flank as we engaged, so Zarya's barriers were already used and it was stuck to Winston, who was then hugged by Zarya and Lucio. This easily pushed us off the objective and we had to regroup. When we come back, we have a Graviton Surge and Pulse Bomb ready to go. Zarya protects me from a Roadhog hook before landing a 5-man black hole. I stick the Pulse Bomb, killing the only 2 targets I could, Lucio and McCree. After the black hole, I shoot the target I can, Roadhog, and blink in when I see his hook is on cooldown. Damage forces me to recall out, but a sound barrier gives me what I need to go back in, and the Zen is low for an easy kill. We wiped the objective without a single casualty, but with both teams on 80%, it will all come down to this next fight. They come in as we tick into the low 90s. Will we win the game or will it go to round 4?
Let's drop the beat.
GG. I love that pulse bomb denial on the McCree Deadeye. Sadly, I didn't dodge that Roadhog hook though. That was already extended before I blinked. Still, I think my old man reflexes are getting a little better. As you may have noticed, there is no facecam and everything I've recorded in the last week or so is also without facecam. I'll put a straw poll in the description, so let me know if you'd prefer with or without facecam. I'm going to end this episode with only this one game because to add more would make it very long, and I'd rather keep them to around 10 minutes. There was just a lot to talk about in this game, and I wanted to showcase some of me actually playing the game at a level I expect. Still lots to work on to get to Masters, and in the next episode I'll be doing some duo queue with Josh from One Amongst Many, and if there's time, Ryan from Overwatch Central joins us too, but that may need to wait for the following episode. Until then, take it easy, and I'll see you soon.